All right, so we are officially live. So Mike, appreciate you being here, brother. So to those watching, I don't have to do no longer extravagant introduction, man. He's family. He's been here before. So just kick your shoes off, Mike. Smoke a cigar, get some tequila, because we about to get into this shit. All right. So, but yo, I want to make it clear off rip though, man. This is not to diminish any of the films. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love both of these movies. I just figured it'd be fun to say, okay, which one would come out on top if you had to choose. But I love
Right.
both these movies, man. And matter of fact, watching Fright Night again last night, because I haven't seen it in a couple of years, man. When we rewatched it again, I said, shit. Because at first it was like, damn, this might be a landslide victory, man. Because Lost Boys is like my favorite vampire movie. But I watched Fright and I said, this is closer than I think. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So before we get into that, man, real quick, Mike from Did You See That? I put the link in the description to his channel. Check him out. If you haven't already, shame on you, because Mike's been on here I don't know how many damn times. So if you have not subscribed to the channel, shame on you. Do it now. Okay. So Mike, man, how you feeling, brother? What's going on with you?
Yeah, man, doing good. How are you?
Still black and living, man. Can't call it. Same shit, different toilet.
No comment.
No comment. Right, we got my boy Exploitation Reviews in here. Yeah, by the way, I'm collabing with Exploitation Reviews also for Scream Blackula Scream. So if you checked out my Blackula review that I posted a couple of days ago, there's a sequel to that, and I'm gonna be on his channel reviewing that movie with him. So that's gonna be a fun one. Sue Class Lost Boys hit me hardest when it came out. I had just moved and was the new kid, so the movie was relevant. Yeah, look, Lost Boys was special, man. Like that made being a vampire cool. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted, I wanted to be the first black member of the Lost Boys. I wanted to grow a mullet, get a leather jacket, a motorcycle, and a cigarette. All right. These days I might like Fright Night more. Not sure. Two classics.
We're gonna get into that.
Okay, Sophie. What's up? All right. What's we got here? Cinematic Tendencies was good, fam.
Cinematic.
All right, peace. How's it goes? All right. Two absolute classics just stopping by while I'm dropping a deuce at work. Hey man, there's nothing like it, man. That's like one of the greatest gifts God gave us, was the ability to do that. All right.
Right. Big shout out to Perez as well for bringing us two together.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. Yeah, we gotta give Anthony Perez his flowers, man. If it wasn't for him, a lot of us wouldn't have linked up. So he's like the RZA, like the Wu-Tang Clan. He's the RZA. He took the best of the YouTubers, man, brought us all together like a family. And you know what I'm saying? Much love to Perez, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Appreciate you, brother. So I want to just play trailer real quick, let y'all know what we're talking about here, that we about to get into this shit. You ready?
Yeah.
All right.
This could be the night of your life. Fright Night.
Let's get ready to
rumble!
Nice.
All right. So we got Fright Night 1985 and The Lost Boys 1987. So, Mike, you're better at this than me, man. So if you can read off the directors and the actors for both movies and the brief synopsises, man, I would really appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll pull my laptop up.
Okay. Oh, my bad. No, never mind. I thought you had it all written down.
Talk about Fright Night. I can give a perfect kind of description for Fright Night. So,
okay.
Directed by Tom Holland. For people that don't know, he directed the first Child's Play movie. Before the stream, Rashad educated me once again on that he wrote the screenplay for Class of 1984, which if you haven't seen 1984, shame on you. check that movie out. Such an underrated movie. We've got people in here starring as like Chris Sarandon, William Ragsdale, Stephen Jeffries, and Roddy McDowell. Basically, Fright Night is all around a kid called Charlie Brewster who's in like school or college. He's in one to two, and he gets these new next door neighbors, and he sees something one night. These next door neighbors like carrying a coffin, and long and behold, he finds out that they're vampires, and it's basically all around him trying to persuade everyone that he knows that they are vampires. So that's basically spoiler Fright Night without spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen it.
Nah, spoil it, man. Look, it's an old ass movie. Spoil that shit.
Well, I only watched it for the first time a couple of nights ago, so
okay.
You know, I mean, if we want to go spoilers, we can, but I'll leave it at that for plot synopsis, I guess.
Okay. So, I'll get into the Lost Boys then. Lost Boys was directed by the late Joel Schumacher, who also did Flatliners and Batman Forever. Very talented director, rest in peace. It stars Jason Patric, Kiefer Sutherland, the two Coreys, Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, who at the time were teen heartthrobs. All the girls loved them. The dudes wanted to be like them. All right. And it's about the single mother played by, what is her name? She was in a lot of Tim Burton movies. Is it Diane West, I think her name is?
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So Diane West is a single mom, and she's trying to start a new life, and she happens to move to the murder capital of the world, out of all places, Santa Carla, where there's just missing people all over. You know what I mean? As soon as they pull up there, you just smell dead bodies right away. So they move there, and Michael meets Star, like off rip. This beautiful freaking brunette falls in love with her, but she has a boyfriend who happens to be a vampire, and they try to recruit Michael, get him to drink vampire blood, which is the most non-conventional way to turn somebody into a vampire. Usually it's a bite to the neck, but they have him drink blood, peer pressure, and he slowly becomes a vampire. He doesn't become one right away. You know, it's a progression. It's a process that he goes through to get to that point. He has to actually kill to be a full vampire. And there's also a mystery involved because, you know, the big mystery is, okay, who's the head vampire? Because they say, okay, if you kill the head, then everybody will turn to normal. But okay, who's the head vampire? Which, of course, David is the standout. Okay, it's got to be David, but they throw us a curveball in there. So that's the Lost Boys in a nutshell. So overall, I want to start out overall. I love both of these movies. And like I said, you know, I don't want to diminish one or the other. I love both of these. These are like two of the best vampire movies of the 80s, hands down. But this just for fun, like, okay, which one will come out on top if they got into a boxing ring? And for me, it's the Lost Boys, because I feel like the Lost Boys had better characters. I feel like it was just a cool, sleek movie where it just had a charm about it where it made being a vampire cool. You know what I mean? And even though you don't see them in vampire form until like an hour into the movie, which I like to call the Jaws effect, we don't see the creature until later into the movie, but it didn't bother you because you got into the character so much. I know you kind of feel opposite about that. And, you know, but Fright Night, on the other hand, Fright Night to me had better vampire action, and I think had better practical effects. But I hated, besides Jerry Dandridge, the vampire, I hated everybody in that movie. Charlie Brewster, I wanted to fucking punch his lights out. I hated him, you know. So I give the edge to Lost Boys. I'm gonna give the floor to you, and I'm gonna show some comments here. But so for me, I'm Team Lost Boys, man. What about you, Mike?
Yeah, so I'm gonna be honest. So after so a couple of nights ago, me and my partner Emma, we watched Fright Night for the first time ever. Because I mentioned I was gonna be on your stream. Once again, we're going to be talking about the two movies, and we both haven't seen Fright Night. And on Saturday, actually, this week, there's like a horror convention a couple of hours from where I live, where we're going to, and they've got the Fright Night cast going there as well. So that's pretty cool. And Tim Capello's going to be there from the Lost Boys as well.
Nice.
So,
nice.
So I mean, overall, in terms of my favorite of Lost Boys or Fright Night, I'm gonna have to go Fright Night.
Okay.
I did watch Lost Boys again today as a second time watch because you asked me to if I can check it out like a second time. I will say that I enjoyed it more on a second watch. But Fright Night still just takes the cake easily.
Okay.
Sam, Lost Boys, Corey Haim, annoying.
Really, it amazes me that you say that, because to me, he was one of the more likable characters. You know what I mean? Like he was the character that kind of was like the audience. You know, especially when he found out that Michael was a vampire. He was like, "You're a vampire, Michael. My own brother, a goddamn shit sucking vampire." First time I heard somebody say shit sucking. You know, but I like Sam. I thought Sam was pretty cool, but I mean, I guess he just like rambled too much, or he was just
I felt like you did, but like for me, I felt like Charlie Brewster was more relatable because imagine, right? It's like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's kind of like a trope where it's in a movie where someone's experienced something and then no one believes them in the whole town, you know, and they're like, oh, this guy's delusional. But it's just like, I like this thinking process. So he tries to tell his mom doesn't believe him, tries to tell his friends, they don't believe him.
Yeah.
Then he tries to go to the police, they don't believe him. And then he tries to go to the actual like vampire hunter, Peter Vincent in the TV show. But so he actually tries in like his own resources to get like someone to believe him. And I just really enjoyed that. Like there was a lot of times where I actually felt sorry for his character, and I was rooting for him. And I was like, will someone just believe this kid that there's a vampire next door to him? You know.
Well, Charlie reminded me of a Karen. You know what I'm saying? Like you know those Karens that because Mike, they think about it, man. You know, I guess where I come from, even if you see some shady shit going on, you don't look. It's not bothering me. It's not bothering my family. You know, I'll leave it alone. But Jerry was not bothering Charlie. Jerry was minding his own business. He was sleeping in his coffin. He would get up and do his thing or whatever, but he never bothered Charlie. Charlie kept coming after him, and even after he told him, like, dude, I don't have a problem with you. Leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, even though he had to aggressively tell him, but it's like, dude, leave me alone. All right, because if you don't, I'm gonna fuck you up. And that would be enough for me, like, no problem. You know, like Mike, as soon as I see them nails, and you know, because there was a point where he kind of like got gnarly a little bit, like, leave me the fuck alone. You got it. Say no more. I don't want a problem. Charlie just kept pushing, man. I'm like, dude, you are a Karen. Just, I mean, but of course he had to do that to make, you know, of course it wouldn't be a Fright Night movie if he didn't do that. But it's like, bro, if you'd just minded your own business, a lot of shit could have been avoided. You know, and Sam, on the other hand, Sam was just a regular kid who his brother happens to be a vampire. And he wants to save his brother, you know what I'm saying? And hooks up with the Frog Brothers, and you know, so to me, I think Sam was more you know, more effective than Charlie Bruce was. Charlie Bruce was just an antagonizer. He was like a mosquito that just would not leave you alone. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, imagine though, if someone next door to you is carrying in a coffin, you'd be pretty freaked out, right?
Yo, I would move. Shit.
Yeah.
That's just like them horror house movies where, you know, you come into the house like, oh, this is a nice house. You hear a voice say, "Get out. Too bad we can't stay. Baby, pack them bags, get the boxes, and we are out of here."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, if I know a vampire's living next to me right now, I'm renting a U-Haul, I'm packing up all my shit, and I'm out. Straight up.
Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's a tough one because, like, with Fright Night, for example, like as you said, you know, like Jerry says to me, look, you know, like, leave me alone. We haven't got a problem as such. But can you really trust a vampire who needs blood to survive? Like, I guess it's one of those where he could still go after him even if he did leave him alone, because ultimately he knows he's a vampire.
Right.
And he's just a dumb age kid, you know, like easy prey, I guess.
That's a good point you make. That's a good point. You can't trust a vampire. Yeah, you can't trust a vampire, but for the most part, even after Jerry warned him, he still didn't bother Charlie. He still was doing his thing, and Charlie kept messing with him. So he says, okay, I warned you. You kept coming after me, so now I'm going to get with your moms. I'm going to screw your girl in front of you and turn her into a vampire and do this all in front of your face because you would not leave well enough alone. Like Dane LaRusso, like you just won't leave well enough alone, man. Step off.
Yeah.
He did. And Mike, I thought that was the most gangster shit where they was at the club and Jerry was seducing Amy, the girlfriend, like right in front of Charlie. I'm like, yo, this dude's a pimp, man. Like, if I give Fright Night the biggest compliment, Jerry Dandridge is the best vampire of anybody in both movies. Okay. Like, if I could do a swap and take out what was the head vampire in Lost Boys? Max. If I can swap out Max and put in Jerry Dandridge instead, that'd have been the perfect movie. I don't think nobody would argue that Lost Boys would be the better movie because Jerry was just that great of a vampire. Well, what about you?
Right. Yeah, no, yeah, completely agree. I think I'm a little bit torn on like that nightclub scene and like the scene after that in Fright Night. Because like the nightclub scene was like I get what you mean, like it was really cool. I was like Jerry was going like directly like keep going in and out of the frame and getting closer and closer and doing it in front of Charlie as well. Like that was really cool. But certain scenes in that where Amy was like she was meant to be under his spell, but then there was times where she wasn't, and I was like, because like that scene where she looks in the mirrors and he's not there. I was like, well, she's just snapped out of that like that. I'm like, how quick can she snap in and out of this trance? Yeah. I think it was just a little bit flawed, but I mean, it was cheesy 80s, isn't it?
Right. It's just 80s. Yeah, you know what? You just have to give it a pass, man. It's the 80s. Exploitation Reviews makes he says Charlie saw a woman get killed, right? He's a neighborhood watch. Nah, Karen. But technically, he never saw the woman get killed. Okay, he saw him pull the blind down. Didn't actually see the murder. You see him carry, like, even, remember when the cop came and he was like, I saw them carry the bag out with the body in it. He says, did you actually see the body? No, but
right.
Evidence.
But again, at the same time, like to the point I was like kind of making as well, in exploitation scene here is twice Charlie saw two different women go into that house, and then the next day they're on the news, they're dead. So it's like it's at the same time, like he's trying to persuade them they're a vampire, but he's the last person to see two girls alive. So it's a bit like he can't really not say anything because he's stuck in that position. But like, I'm just trying to put it like, say, me and you were in that position, like say next door neighbor, we saw two women went in their separate nights. The next night we see in the news they're dead. Yeah, we're one of the last people to see them alive, or a man, whoever it is. So it's kind of like you can't really not say anything. So I can imagine, like, in his mind, he's like, so like his mind probably eating him up, being like no one's going to believe you, but it won't let him drop the fort or like get it out there. I don't know. That's why I guess I liked him a lot.
Yeah, well, you know what, and it takes balls too. I guess to add to that, it takes balls knowing that you're dealing with a vampire. Like I could see if it was like Jeffrey Dahmer or somebody, like just a regular person. It's like, man, I'll fuck this guy up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not scared of Jeffrey Dahmer. But but the fact that he knew he was a vampire and showed his strength, you know what I mean? That would have scared the shit out of me. Call me a coward. Yes, I seen two bodies, but I'm dealing with the undead. I think as a consolation, Mike, probably what I would do is tell somebody that I know runs their mouth and let them be a mouthpiece for me. So technically, it didn't come from me; it came from my loudmouth friend. So I'd be like, "Hey, yo, bro, man, I think there's a vampire living across from me, man. I think he killed two people, bro." And knowing him, he's gonna tell the whole world. So then the focus will be on his ass and not me.
Instead, there's Rashad just getting a U-Haul ready to get out of there.
Man, shit. I'm swiping my card, $45. I'm getting the biggest. I'm getting the U-Haul with the stick shift, the big one. I'm packing all my shit. Fuck that, man. But but both movies had flaws, say. So okay, so one of your flaws with Fright Night was, like you said, the club scene. And so I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. So yes, I would say like the club scene was awesome. I would say that was that just like little nitpicks, so nothing major. The one scene that made me like a little bit uncomfortable was the scene where he's seducing Amy in like the bedroom.
Oh yeah.
I was like, because me and Emma like both turned each other, like, isn't he like 40 and she's like 16 or 18?
Well, technically he's like 1,000. He's like
Right.
1,000 years old.
Right. And, I mean, because I know he's meant to like look young, but he still looked about 40. I think he was
Right.
at least maybe 40 in that movie, 40
Mhm.
something, and she was playing like an 18-year-old.
Right, right.
And you know, like vampires, obviously, I was like, fair enough if they're like, you know, just like they bite the neck. That's what they normally do.
Yeah.
But like undressing and everything, I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming the actress was, because back then they used like 25-year-olds to play teenagers, so I'm assuming she was of age. I mean, I doubt that they would take a 18-year-old and actually put her in that position with a grown-ass man, you know. So
yeah.
That scene was a little a little uncomfortable to watch.
A little
You know.
ropey.
A little, yeah. What'd you think about the Peter Vincent character played by Roddy McDowall? I thought he did a great job too.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So my favorites in that movie is Charlie Brewster, William Ragsdale, and Roddy McDowall, who plays Peter Vincent. Them two and the chemistry was awesome. Very quickly to touch on my last negative of Fright Night.
Okay.
Stephen Jeffries as Evil Ed.
Yeah.
Worst actor I've ever seen in my life.
Brewster, don't call me evil anymore. Yeah, his voice was extremely annoying. Oh, Lovely is here. Lovely, what's up, girl?
Hey, how you
Been a
doing?
minute. Hey, welcome. Yeah, we're talking Fright Night and Lost Boys here, and yeah, she came in just as we're talking about Evil Ed. Oh wait, Sophie says no. His voice. Listen, his voice is almost like taking your nails and putting it on a chalkboard and slowly, like, his voice was annoying, man.
Yeah.
But he did look creepy as a vampire, though. I'll give him that.
Yeah, like I tell you what though, I love the practical effects of when he gets turned into the vampire,
Right?
And when he gets stabbed. That practical effects of like the whole change, I was like, wow, it's like awesome. Practical effects in this movie were amazing.
Oh, bro. Okay, now I know you probably agree with me. Probably the best effect in that movie was after Peter Vincent stabbed Evil Ed when he was in wolf form. And the wolf looked fake when it was crawling to go to the corner. I'm like, okay, that's a little. But when he was transforming back into Evil Ed, that scene was not only creepy as hell and cool, but it was disturbing because you felt bad for him because he looked like he was really in pain. Because even Peter Vincent was looking at him like I want to help you, man, but I can't. You know, he's even reaching out to him like, but I don't want to touch you, but oh man, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that was
by
a
all
painful
means,
death.
By all means, that was the best practical effect scene.
That was
I didn't feel sorry for Evil Ed though.
What's that?
I didn't feel sorry for him though.
You didn't feel sorry for him? That death looked so painful. He sold that death. That death was so painful, man.
Nah, he sold it. I was just like, I was over the moon. I was just like, thank you. Someone bless that man.
Oh Lord. Okay, all right. Well, okay. Let me ask you this then. So, would you prefer Evil Ed over Sam, or vice versa?
Yeah. No. I prefer Sam over him.
Okay. Well, I'll give you that. Yeah. Evil Ed was he was pretty bad, man. You know, even at the end, I guess they alluded to the fact that he lived, because remember at the end you hear him laughing. Oh, Brewster.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, dude.
By the way, how was he still alive? He got stabbed through the heart.
He wasn't alive, man. They just tried to, back then, everything had to have a sequel, so they had to set up for a sequel. And of course, you've never seen Fright Night 2, but Fright Night 2 came out about 3 years after the original, and that one had to do with Jerry Dandridge's sister. So he has a sister who's also a vampire, and she wants revenge on Charlie Brewster for killing her brother. But Evil Ed, you never see him again. So that ending was like unnecessary, but I guess they had to set up like, this is gonna be a part 2.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if I could be honest, in a lot of ways, that second one was scarier than the first one. That may be a hot take, but yeah, well, the first one's still a better movie, but there were scarier elements in 2 than in the first movie. that gives me nightmares to this day.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Let's see. I actually like Fright Night so
Is-
much.
is- Well, here's a question, Rashad. Is the
Yeah.
remake any good?
I never watched it. I never
You know.
watched it. No.
No.
I mean, because I don't like my classics being touched, man, and I like the OG so much where I wasn't willing to give it a chance, so I never watched the remake.
Right.
But I heard it wasn't bad, but I just
No.
nah.
Well, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Seen it. I know my partner, Emma, she had seen the remake initially, like a while ago. And she said it was all right.
Yeah.
So,
the Fright Night remake was all right.
Apparently so, yeah. I haven't seen it.
I heard that. It's about why. What you mean? What? I just told you why. I just told you why, because I don't like when they remake my childhood classics and mess them up. All right.
Right.
I learned my lesson with Elm Street when they redid Elm Street in 2010. That broke my heart. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Dave almost came to blows. He was like, "Oh, the remake was really." Oh, actually, Perez. Me and Perez almost fought because Perez was like, "No, the 2010 Elm Street was really good." No, it wasn't.
Man,
I'm the same. I really watch remakes. Yeah.
Perez gives a pass to every movie near enough.
Just about,
Right.
except for the ones I really like.
Right.
It goes with the times. It was cool. Nah, we have to evolve. I understand that, but nah, come on. Like, Chris Sarandon was so perfect as Jerry Dandridge. I can't see nobody else, even an actor the caliber of Colin Farrell. I just can't see nobody else playing that character. You know what I mean?
Saying that in terms of Lovely's comment about evolving, I mean, another perfect example of kind of like the originals being better is the Halloween movie. So like the Halloween 78 is awesome. And
Right.
I personally feel like, I know we're not here to talk about that, but I personally feel like the new trilogy is just a complete waste. And I've got no desire to go back and watch any of those trilogy movies. But the original one, I'll watch again.
Yeah, listen, Halloween 1 through 5. Yeah, I mean, well, so the reason why I hesitated because 4 and 5 that's when Halloween started going. They started getting kind of shitty. That's why they took a hiatus for a little bit because the later sequels started getting really bad.
Right.
But luckily with these two movies that we're talking about, like Fright Night didn't get it. Well, they got one sequel, Fright Night 2, and it was surprisingly a straight to video release. It didn't even get a theatrical release, I don't think. If it did, it got a limited release, because I remember renting that at the mom and pop video store. Then we didn't see Fright Night again, so the remake, you know what I mean? But it still holds up to this day. That movie still holds up. Some, as Perez would say, cheesy 80s elements, because Perez like to use the word cheesy when he talks about the 80s. But some cheesy 80s elements of it. But overall, man, I really love Fright Night. And rewatching it again, I'm like, damn, this movie's like a fine wine. I forgot how great this shit is, like especially watching around Halloween time. Really good kills, a very charismatic vampire. But other than that, like I said, I think the characters and the other movie are better. So we're gonna get to that right now. So Fright Night for me, A+. Love the movie.
Okay.
All right. A+ for Fright Night. All right. And what grade would you give it with your grading system?
Yeah. So I usually log a lot of my movies on Letterboxd. So I give Fright Night a 3.5 stars out of 5.
Okay.
So for me, anything over 3 is a fun movie, and I'd probably go back and rewatch it again.
Right.
The more the stars, the more I'd be inclined to watch it again. I'd say 3.5 out of 5. Really solid movie, really good 80s movie.
Right.
It's one of these where the 80s, especially with the practical effects used, that's why they still hold up.
Right.
Because of the practical effects. Like if that was all CG in Fright Night, you'd be like, that looks terrible now,
Yeah.
Or green screen or whatever, it would look awful. But because it was practical effects, I was watching it and I was like, wow, this looks awesome.
It looks great. Yeah. And his little trivia for you, Ghostbusters came out the same year, and Ghostbusters actually, the producers or whatever, took a lot of the rejected effects that Fright Night didn't use and used it for their movie. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so Fright Night and Ghostbusters had the same special effects team, and they took, like I said, the rejects and put it in their movie. You know, so when you watch them now back to back, you can see like the similarities between, like, you know, the creatures and stuff, like how they look kind of similar because they're from the same movie.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know that?
Yep. I missed the second one. Oh, you missed the second Fright Night, and I don't even know if you can find that second one. I don't even know if it's streaming anywhere because,
sure.
like I said, that one kind of went under the radar for a lot of people. I agree with Mike on Halloween. Yeah.
Well, Richard, I only actually learned this the other day. Is you know how they remade Fright Night?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that they made a sequel to that remake?
Yeah, I seen that. I mean, I didn't watch it, but I know of it. Yeah. Yep.
I can imagine it's bad.
Those quick cash grabs, man. Just like with Lost Boys. Like I said, I knew about the one Lost Boys sequel, but I didn't know they made another one. What the hell? Yeah, I'm looking at Fright Night 2 now, and I don't even know. Yeah, you can't even watch this anywhere, man. That's messed up. It's actually a good movie.
Okay.
Oh, take it back. They do have it on YouTube, but probably with ads and stuff. Yeah, I think it's on YouTube.
I do know when I was looking when I watched Fright Night the other day, because I usually go on like IMDb and Wikipedia and stuff after the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I do know in 2020, Tom Holland actually said that he's working on a script for a sequel to the original Fright Night. That will disregard the second movie. It'll just be a direct sequel.
Right.
So I mean, that was 2020. There's been no updates since. So I'd be interested to see if they did that, and if like William Ragsdale will come back. Yeah. Because that Roddy McDowell's dead now, so he can't be Peter Vincent anymore.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and he was the best character of the movie. And did you know also that the name Peter Vincent is a combination of two horror icons from back in the day, Peter Cushing and Vincent Price.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah. Because both of them played vampires or vampire hunters. So they took both of their names and created that character. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. But I don't know, because 2 was a direct sequel to the first movie because Charlie Brewster came back. He's in college. And like I said, Jerry Dandridge has a sister she's an actress. So she plays in vampire movies, but she's actually a vampire for real. But she appears to be playing an actress playing a vampire. And she has a group of like minions. Like you have one vampire that's on rollerblades. Like this looks like it's like a dude chick. Like, okay, imagine Prince. Right? Prince with long fingernails and rollerblades and long teeth. That was this character in Fright Night 2. Scared the shit out of me, man.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And you got this Frankenstein kind of creature thing with her. And so, like I said, she wants to get revenge on Jerry. So what she does is she turns him like half vampire almost. Kind of like what they did with Michael and the Lost Boys, where she kind of bites him. So he's turning into a vampire, but he's not a full one yet. Until he makes his first kill. Yeah, they kind of bit off the Lost Boys there. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
But I thought it wasn't bad though, man. Yeah, I thought it wasn't bad. I mean, if you could find it, I recommend watching it.
Yeah, I have to now. Yeah. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So now we're going to get to your favorite movie of all time, The Lost Boys. So I'm going to let you take the floor. Okay, well, let's start. Okay, what did you like about Lost Boys?
All right. Yeah, so, well, firstly, 2 complete kind of different vampire movies. We've got like a really camp vampire movie in like Fright Night. And then we've got like the more, like, I guess, cooler, edgier kind of vampire movie, The Lost Boys. So I like kind of like the set location use that they had, because in 2019 I went over in America and I went down to Santa Cruz where they actually shot along the boardwalk.
Right.
So I didn't know that at the time because I hadn't seen the movie. But now that I look back at it, I've seen the pictures. Well, I've still got my phone of Santa Cruz, and I was like, wow, I've actually been there, like where they're on like the beachfront when they're running. So that was pretty cool.
Okay.
So yeah, I like the set use. I think like it's a cool idea, like these vampires on like motorcycles and stuff. Like, you know, it's different. So I like it's different. Keith Sutherland was awesome in the movie. I liked his character. And Michael, the older brother, like I didn't mind him. And I quite like the twist at the end with the with the guy who's actually the head kind of vampire kind of guy.
Yeah, Max.
Yeah, I actually quite liked him because like, you know, especially like a dinner scene, like, oh, you don't invite a vampire to dinner or whatever, and then he's in the dinner scene, and then they're trying to think he's a vampire, but then it turns out they're like, oh no, you're wrong, I'm not a vampire, but he actually the vampire at the end. I really like that twist at the end. I didn't expect it. I probably should have seen it coming from a mile off, but yes, again, I think it's like two different. Like for me, it was still like a good movie, and it was still like a fun movie. I think kind of maybe what hindered my experience first time around, because again, I watched it for a second time today. I think what hindered my experience that first time was there was just so much hype for this movie. Like every time, everyone I spoke to was like, "It's a classic. It's a great movie. You're gonna love it." And I know, like, you know, when we go into watching a movie, when you get that hype, you try your best to like ignore all of that.
Right.
It's hard when that many people's been like, "This is great." You do have a bit of an expectation. You're like, "This could be a movie."
Right.
And then when it's not really that, then you kind of left a little bit like disappointed. And that's how I felt with Lost Boys. I was like, well, this is a good movie, but I didn't get the hype for the movie.
I can understand that. I can understand that. You know, now that you say that, because at first I was like, wow, I can't believe Mike didn't like it. But the fact that everybody just like put it up there with Jesus walking on water, you know, the most miraculous things ever happened was Jesus walked on water, Luke blew up the Death Star, the Lost Boys happened. You know, you know what I'm saying? So I understand that now. So I think if you would have came in with knowing nothing about it, just totally blind, I think you would have dug it more. And even Sam, I have to reply to this. I've yet to watch Vamp. That's one of those movies where I have to face my fear and watch it, bro. That, as much as I love horror movies, man, there's some movies that I've intentionally avoided because I was too scared to watch them. And Vamp was one of them because Grace Jones scared me as a kid. I was petrified of Grace Jones. She still scares me.
I've never heard of this movie.
Vamp, yeah, it's an 80s. I think it came out like late 80s, but I've never watched it, man.
Yeah, it's saying it's an American black comedy horror.
Yeah.
Okay, don't know nothing about it.
Yeah, great. You know what? Another movie I avoided as a kid that I never watched because the cover, the VHS cover scared me was a movie called Night of the Demons. I've always saw the cover, but I never watched it just because the cover scared me so bad. To this day, I never watched the movie. I'm a coward. Look at Jason Patrick. Yeah, a lot of girls back then. Yeah, they love Jason Patrick, man. They was like, I like the Lost Boys because of the brother Michael. I thought he was fine. Yeah, Lost Boys is fire.
So that's the thing, you know. Like it's one of those where everyone you speak to is like, Lost Boys is incredible. It's a great movie. It's a classic. You know. Whereas I think what kind of helped my experience with Fright Night is the only thing I knew about it is you said, remember the name Charlie Brewster. And that was it. I knew nothing about the movie. So it was like I went in completely fresh. Whereas Lost Boys, I've never heard anyone say it's a rubbish movie. You know,
I think if you would have came in there without the hype, I think you would have enjoyed it more. Now the Demons is just Evil Dead with a Halloween theme. You know what? But before this month is out, man, I'm gonna have to review Vamp and Now the Demons just to stand up to my childhood fear of because you know what? It's funny that I'm a horror movie fan now because when I was a kid, Mike, I was very scary, man. I was scared of a lot of shit. A lot of stuff scared me. You know what I'm saying? Like Twisted Sister scared me. I couldn't go into a record store if I saw a cardboard cutout or a poster of Dee Snider and Twisted Sister Get Up. Because I was my father thought I had to get therapy, man.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know, just a lot of shit scared me back then. And when I saw the VHS cover for Now the Demons and Vamp, I said, See, luckily Lost Boys, it's just, you know, them just standing there just looking cool. So the cover of Lost Boys didn't scare me at all. You know what I mean? But of course, when I saw them in vampire form, I was like, oh shit. Like the scene where they're in the tree and they're about to go attack those surf Nazis. And you see David for the first time. And I was like, oh, okay. That's what we're doing. All right.
Right.
And they fucked those guys up, man. So let me ask you, do you think that, with them waiting so long to show them as vampires, do you think that hurt the movie? Would you have liked to see more of them as vampires, or do you think that was the smart move, hiding, keeping them hidden until an hour into the movie?
No, I think they should have showed them a little bit earlier.
Mm.
Because I think the thing with Fright Night is, and I know it's 2 different movies in 2 different years, but I think the thing with Fright Night is, like, first 5 minutes into the movie, you see something's not right.
Right.
Or you see this hint of a vampire, and then obviously the whole movie's about him, trying to persuade everyone.
Right.
And I think, because even after that scene, it's a little while, like, again, I think it's like 10, 15 minutes at least, or 20, to like that scene where Jerry goes into the bedroom and like confronts him. So like straight away at the beginning, you've got a tease of vampires. You're like, right, something's coming because of the incident. Whereas like the first hour, it is kind of like quite slow moving to the point where like the movie's not that long. The Lost Boys, is it? So it takes a while to get into it. I think it's one of those criticisms where for me, it's like, for example, like the new Hellraiser movie.
Right.
It took far too long to get like the priest show up in that movie. And then as soon as the priest shows up, it's like every scene the priest's in it.
Right.
To try and make up for like that first hour they're not in the movie.
Yeah.
I kind of felt like that's a bit the same with Lost Boys. Like once they're revealed, it's then kind of like straight, like near enough every scene afterwards, something vampire related. I just feel like they should have showed it a little bit earlier. And it was just like a tease of 1 or 2 quick scenes to like get the audience like hyped up, being like, oh, like when we get that confrontation, it's gonna go down,
I can understand that criticism. It's almost like if I'm watching it with somebody that's never seen it before, I have to be the person that says, okay, just wait for it. Just wait, just hold on. Just wait for it. Like they're coming. Because you'd be like, I thought this was a vampire movie. Where's the vampires? Just hold on. Just hold on. We got about another 40 minutes to go. Just wait for it. So I understand that criticism. And okay, you know of Siskel and Ebert, right? The movie critics from back in the day.
Yeah.
When I watched their review, they actually had the reverse criticism as you, where they thought that the first half of the movie was the best part because it wasn't doing the conventional vampire thing. It was just about Michael transitioning from regular teenager to vampire. You get to see his progression instead of just going for the straight up blood and gore and guts. You're seeing like a character study with Michael. You know what I mean? And and they said when the vampires do get revealed, that's when the movie went downhill. So it's kind of funny that I thought about that when you said that, because I said, wow, Siskel and Ebert said the exact opposite. But
wow, okay,
yeah. But for me, I understand your criticism, but I did like the movie that much where it didn't bother me that we didn't see them. But then when they do come, I feel like the payoff was worth it because it's like, wow, I've been waiting for this and it delivered. So you had that scene where they kill the surf Nazis. And then the scene in the cave where Corey stabs the one through the chest, and that shit looked painful,
right?
Usually vampires is like, oh, and then they die like that shit looked like it hurt,
Yeah.
And then the final standoff at the end where you had the one in the bathtub that died, and then the one with the radio. Okay, I'm gonna ask you this.
That was cool.
Which was your favorite vampire death? Like, which one was like, okay, that was a cool ass. That was like the coolest death scene in the whole movie.
Oh, I'm gonna go with the bathtub. That was awesome. Like I didn't expect it either, in a way, because I thought, they're gonna get like the upper hand from being in the bathtub, But then, like they were outsmarted in a way, and I really really enjoyed that one because it just led into that tense moment, like right up until that end reveal of Max as well. It was all in that like kind of last 10-15 minutes of like it's just all like non-stop.
Right.
The bathtub, that was
bathtub. Shout out to the dog Nanook. Nanook was like the unsung hero of the movie. Because he was the one that knocked him in the bathtub, because the Frog brothers, they're supposed to be all big and bad, and they're on the floor holding each other like, oh God, please don't hurt us. And the dog came and knocked his ass in there, man. So yeah, Nanook was like, the MVP unsung hero.
I thought the dog was gonna get killed.
Oh yeah, nah. I knew, Nanook, he was too badass.
Yeah,
he was too bad. like even I like the scene too where he was protecting Sam right when Sam was taking a bath and Michael came in, and he was gonna be like his first kill, and Nanook came and just fucking bum rushed him, right? So knocked him down the stairs, bit him, right? So then Sam comes down. He's like, Mike, what happened? He's all bloody. He's like, Nanook, what about Nanook? What'd you do to my dog, you asshole?
Right.
and Mike, he's sitting there with a hole in his hand, and he's asking about his dog. Like, man, what the fuck you do to my dog?
Right.
And he's sitting there messed up.
That was
yeah, for me. I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was saying I'd be the same. Like, what have you done to my dog? Is he all right?
Yeah. So wait, so you see your brother there with his hand all bloody and shit. Like, man, you know, the Nook. Like, what the fuck? What you do to my dog, man?
Yeah. Oh, dude,
That's
I'm
funny.
I'm a huge animal lover, you know. So
Same here.
They're for the people, you know.
Right. I'm saying, look, a dog is the most loyal companion you can ever have, man. The best security you can ever have, the best friend you'll ever have. You know what I'm saying? Sad but true. For me, Death by Stereo. Death by Stereo was like, dude, his hands like popped out. His shit like he fucking explodes, man.
That's a good death.
Yeah, I gotta say, yeah, Death by Stereo was the best one for me. And yeah, the most painful was the first one. Like when he sold that shit when he got stabbed through the heart. And I was like, damn, that shit looked like it hurt. Let's see. Let me catch up here. Some
yeah, the deaths are awesome in this movie.
Oh yeah, facts. Now the Demons with Jay. Okay, yeah, you're thinking of Demon Knight. Yeah, that's that wrong movie. That's Demon Knight you're thinking about. Tales from the Crypt. Billy Dean. Not the D. Like Mike, if you pull up Night of the Demons, like the VHS cover, that shit was creepy as hell, bro.
Have a look. Oh.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, Sophie corrected. Yeah, Demon Knight Tales from the Crypt is the one with Jada. Yeah. That was a good one too, though. I like Demon Knight. Yeah,
that cover is big. I can imagine it being creepy. Yeah.
Yeah. So imagine being 7 years old seeing that shit at your local video store.
Yeah, looks interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna face my fear and watch it, man. You know, I hate being afraid of stuff, man. You know, it just makes me angry. I watched recently. Okay, my fave also is The Bathtub and Nook for the Win, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh man, yeah, Death by Radio. Yep. Death by Stereo. Let's see. Forget Airbud and the Nook. Yeah. Got a few in here. Death by Stereo. Yeah, one exploitation said The Bathtub. Stereo. Okay, I'm rusty as fuck. That's okay. Listen, I fuck up some words too. Now the Demon's a class Halloween atmosphere. Yeah, man. I'm gonna watch it and review it. I'm watching the daytime though, just like Terrifier. I don't care. I do, yo. Huh?
I was gonna say, if you couldn't watch Terrifier, you can watch Vamp or Night of the Demons.
I know, right? Like, what's my problem, man? I mean, but in all fairness, I did watch Terrifier in the daytime though. I didn't watch that now. 2, I watched at night, but the first one I watched during the day because I was too much of a coward. So, what the hell? I couldn't get into either one of these movies. I like a few vampire movies, but I couldn't get into these two. What? What's wrong with you? Okay, what vampire movies did you like? I'm curious because to me, those two are like the fucking creme de la creme of vampire movies, man. You tripping?
Well, I know Ryan, who just commented. I know he was also kind of the same boat as me, or he thought like Lost Boys was a fun movie, but not like didn't get the hype either.
Right.
Because he only watched it for the first time as well, not long ago, I believe.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think if you're from that time, you will appreciate it the most because, like, at the time where it came out, like, that was like the coolest movie ever, you know?
Right.
Like, 87 was a good year, man. Yeah, like, damn. Oh, one of these motherfuckers snuck in here, these damn bots or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no problem.
Like, I think if you're from that time, then that's when, like, you know, because 87 was a good ass year because 87 that was like Lost Boys came out that summer. RoboCop, Predator, Masters of the Universe, like that. That was a good ass summer.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah, like 80s is just a decade of just awesome movies,
right.
and that's why, like, you know, it's been cool, like getting like you putting class in session.
Yeah, yeah.
Finally, a lot of these movies, and like, wow, I've been missing out.
Mm-hmm.
Like recently, I don't know, it was maybe 80s or early 90s, but Commando.
Yes, mid 80s. Yeah, that was 85.
That was awesome.
Yep, same year as Fright Night. That Fright Night came out.
Right.
John Carpenter's Vampires. I don't remember that. I think I seen that one time, and I don't remember that. 30 Days of the Night and Underworld. I like those. Okay, so I haven't seen 30 Days of Night, but Underworld goes more like with Blade. You know what I'm saying? Like those are like superhero vampire type of. I'm talking about like just straight up, you know, vampire horror movies. Like Underworld's kind of like an action vampire Matrix Blade type deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like 30 Days a Night. I think that's an alright movie. And Underworld, from what I remember, was okay, but I've never had like an urgency to like rewatch it.
Really, yeah.
Whereas like Fright Night, generally, like the other night I watched it and I was like, wow, this is an awesome movie. I'll go back and rewatch it.
Yeah, listen, that's a staple. Like almost every Halloween. Like I said, it's been a few years since I watched it, but typically on Halloween, around Halloween time, I always watch Fright Night. I always watch Lost Boys. I always watch the Elm Street movies, or Friday the 13th, and the Halloweens. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like every year, just about. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was 87. Stop saying it. Our age. Listen, lovely. We have to embrace it. Okay, we have to embrace the fact that we're old heads. All right. You know, we like my uncle said, keep living. One day you're gonna get old. I was only a baby. I was born in 95. Oh God, that's so funny. But I just did a stream with Jacob the other day, and we had our top 10 best of the 90s, right? And
right.
And so you know me, Mike. I always go back down memory lane. And Jacob was like, "Well, actually, I don't remember that because I was born in 95." So I'm like, damn. I'm like, dude, I'm 16 years older than you, man. Like, technically, I could be your daddy.
Right.
That's crazy.
Right.
Golly.
Yeah. I didn't catch that stream. I actually got on my list to catch up on it.
Okay.
I'm okay. Your lists.
Yeah. Jacob actually had a really good list. Like his honorable mentions was like pissing me off because I forgot. I'm like, damn. How could I forget to put that one down? You know, Jacob had a dope ass list, man. I kind of felt stupid a little bit that a lot of, I mean, I'm gonna stick to my top 10, but the honorable mentions, like he had some bangers on there that I should have had on my honorable mentions. Oh yes, this is another good one, bro. Near Dark, yeah. Near Dark. Yeah, it's a vampire movie that came out same year as Lost Boys. Okay, I think it came out maybe a couple of months prior to the Lost Boys. But it's a vampire movie, but it's like a Western at the same time. You know what I mean? Yeah, so they don't have the fangs and stuff like that, but they're sensitive to daylight. They do everything at night, and they're like a gang. They're like a biker gang, but and they're criminals, but they're vampires. So it was it's kind of a slow burn, but I mean, if you like vampire movies, I highly recommend watching it. Not as good as Lost Boys to me, but it's definitely a good watch.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, and Bill Paxton, Bill Paxton stole that shit.
Hey, Josh.
Josh, what's going on, bro? Just watched Brothers with Bill and thought it was a pretty great comedy. Have you heard of Brothers? I heard about that. Yeah, because I think Darnell, he reviewed that one. Yeah,
he did. Yeah.
Yeah. How these bots keep sneaking in? Jeez Louise. Golly.
They just want to join the debate.
Ain't that some shit? Just watch Brothers, okay. All right. So but you know, it's good to hear that you liked it better the second time around. So I'm like, man, I think Mike just needs to watch it again. You know, after all the hype done died down. Okay, it didn't live up to your expectations, but clean slate. Okay, let me watch it again. And so this time you did like it a better time this time around.
Yeah, I enjoyed it more. I thought Corey, him, wasn't as annoying. So yeah, I could definitely give it props. Like I think it's because like that initial kind of first expectations as such, because it was kind of hard not going into it without expectations. Like that time round, I'd already seen the movie. I could just like to relax, kind of just sit, like just switch my mind off and just watch it.
Right.
Again, like I just think it's still a fun movie. I still don't think it's worth the hype personally, but it's still fun, like a good movie. And obviously, I've watched it twice now, so I would watch it again.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I was gonna ask, but I kind of answered that question earlier. But I mean, I didn't ask your opinion, but David or Jerry Dandridge, who was the better vampire to you?
Jerry.
Jerry
all day. I actually I cared more about Jerry, and I was like, I can't wait for this guy to get killed.
Really?
Yeah, because I was just like, I was rooting for Charlie Brewster, and especially with Peter Vincent as well. I love those two in scenes together.
Right.
So it's like, I really hope Peter Vincent doesn't die in this movie. I would have been gutted if he did.
Yeah. I don't know, because Jerry, when you have a really good villain, I guess I'm crazy like that, Mike. When there's a really good villain, I don't want him. I love to hate him, but I don't want to see him die. You know what I mean? So Jerry was so cool. I was actually rooting for him to kill Charlie, but I know, Charlie, he's the protagonist, so he can't die. But I was like, I was rooting for Jerry, and in some ways, I was kind of rooting for David too. I thought David was cool. He had the mullet. Probably one of some of the best mullet you'll ever see. And and the way he handled Star, what I'm saying, Jerry was more smooth with this shit, but David was like, when Star was gonna get on the bike with Mike, right? And he was like, "Where you going, Star?" "I'm going for a ride. This is Michael." "Star." And she just said, "All right, I gotta go." I said, "Damn." I said, "I like that dude, man."
Right.
Think about it, man, because most times you gotta yell at your girl like, "Man, what I say?" You gotta. No, he just Star and just looked at her. Didn't raise his voice, didn't yell, didn't have to say, "Get over here." He just looked at her, and she got on the bike. I said, "I like this dude."
Right. No, it was cool. I will say this though: if you were to ask me Star or Amy, no contest.
Oh, Star, what?
Mm-hmm.
Man, Jamie Gertz. Damn. I think didn't we have a discussion about her before, Jamie Gertz?
Possibly.
I think we did, yeah, because she was in a few things in the 80s, right? And then she just disappeared from Hollywood.
Yes, right.
We did talk about that, right?
Yeah, because did she marry a billionaire?
She married a billionaire. Yep.
Right.
I mean, I don't blame her, but to the adolescent boys like myself that was lusting over her, our hearts were broken. She was in. Let me see. She did a movie called Quicksilver. She was in The Lost Boys. She was in a movie with Ralph Macchio called Crossroads. Yeah.
Oh, Crossroads. Yeah.
Yeah, where he played a blues. He played a blues guitar player. She was in this movie called with Robert Downey Jr. and James Spade. What was that? What's the name of that movie? Less Than Zero, I think it's called. So yeah, she was in a few things in the 80s, and then she was gone after that. I'm like, damn, man.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah, it is. But that's all right the way you look. We still have these old movies to look back at her on and be like, yeah, that was a fine motherfucker right there. What about Let the Right One In? Great movie.
Never seen it.
Great movie. Yeah, Let the Right One In. Yeah. There's actually there's a foreign version of the movie, and then there's an American one. I think the American one is called Let Me In or some shit like that. I think Let the Right One In is the foreign version. So that's what I recommend watching. Yeah. Okay. I haven't seen Daybreakers.
Nah. Yeah.
Now you gonna say, Rashad, you ain't seen shit. How you gonna talk about vampire movies and half these motherfuckers you can't even? So what? Shut up. Vampire movies aren't my thing, so I might give it a miss. Okay.
That's fair.
All right. Yeah, to each his own. I was rooting for Evil Ed. It's Sophie and Evil Ed. Sophie, what is with you and Evil Ed, man?
Right.
Sophie, you can't tell me if Evil Ed's in front of you and he talks for more than 30 seconds, he's not gonna work your fucking nerves.
Right.
No, Brewster, don't call me evil anymore.
That impression.
He's a Kiefer Sutherland. Yes, Kiefer Sutherland is like the main vampire in the Lost Boys. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did a great job. He really played the shit out of that part.
Yeah.
Let's
do a
see.
good.
Oh yeah. Oh, I missed one. Yeah, in Lost Boys. Okay, yes, he was. I almost forgot about him. Almost forgot about who? Kiefer Sutherland? He was like the main guy on the poster. Lovely, what's going on with you tonight, girl? I'm just busting your chops. Chill out. Who the fuck keeps calling me?
Star Wars.
Star Wars a smoke show. I haven't heard smoke show before, but yeah, if it's good, she was that.
Right.
Yeah, she was. Star was, but I don't know. But Star kind of acted like something was wrong with her though. Like, did you notice how? I don't know. Did it seem like she was kind of spaced out a little bit?
To me, it seemed like she was more like conflicted, really.
Yeah.
But she was like as soon as he like told her, as you mentioned before, about getting on the motorbike, like she did. Which at the same time, she's like, do I not?
Yeah, well, because remember, like when they first met, he was like, "What's your name?" Star. Oh, your parents too, huh? What do you mean? Ex-hippies, right? I was this close to being called Moonbeam or something. He says, but Star's nice. I like Star. I'm Michael. Oh, Michael. Michael's great. I like Michael. I'm like, the fuck?
Really?
That probably would have scared me off. Like, okay, yeah, something's off with this bitch. I mean, yeah, Less Than Zero. Okay, that's the name of the movie. Yeah, I'd be like, man.
I love how she has like a unique name like Star, and he's just got Michael, and she's like, oh, okay.
Yeah, Michael's great. I like Michael. Actually, I have an auntie. I have an aunt named Star, and she's really weird too. Yeah, really? she's like the hyena of the family. Just nonstop.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, I just love Evil Ed. Sophie, you and Evil Ed, what the hell?
I think it's the only person.
Yeah, sorry, smoke show super hot. Okay. I'm gonna have to use that. Yo, yeah, that chick was a smoke show, man. God damn.
That's a cool word. I've never heard that before.
Yeah, smoke show, man. Look, well, I say fine than frog here, sweeter than bear meat. Shit. Fuck out of here. All right, so wrapping up our Lost Boys review, man. To me, perfect vampire movie. Yes, I haven't seen Daybreakers or 30 Days a Night. I have to catch up on those. But even when I do watch those movies, Lost Boys will still be king. I'm biased like that. Like, we can have a debate, and you can pick the movie apart and give a million reasons why those movies are better. But to me, I'm just biased, man. Lost Boys is my shit, and Fright Night is right there with it. So, with that being said, I'm giving the same grade that I gave Fright Night, man. I'm giving Lost Boys an A+. Fuck that, A++++++. One of my favorite fucking movies. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, what grade would you give it out of your grading system?
Yeah, so I give Lost Boys a 3 stars out of 5.
3 out of 5. Okay, so around the same grade as Fright Night almost.
Yeah, I would say like Fright Night's more almost like 3.5 to like 4.
Mm-hmm.
Lost Boys for me. Yeah, as I say, like they're still both fun movies.
Right.
But yeah, for me, like Fright Night over Lost Boys.
Okay. All right. I just thought about this too, man. I don't know if you could answer this for me, but I'm taking it back. I'm taking it back to Fright Night. Jerry's assistant / roommate. What the fuck was he? He wasn't a vampire because he obviously he could walk around during the day. But he wasn't human because when he shot him in the head, he gets up like the Undertaker and eats bullets. So what the fuck was that guy?
So this is what I was asking my partner Emma the other day. I was like, why is Jerry not like eating him? Or like why is he not bitten to him for blood?
Right.
And I think, the conclusion that I've came up with is that he was originally human, and he's maybe just doing a bidding for the vampire or getting whatever he needs, kind of thing, or make him look like a normal person, I guess, so no one's suspicious.
Right.
And maybe towards the end, like, did bite him ultimately, because at the end of it, like when he dies, he gets stabbed with obviously the stake for the heart that he dies.
Right.
So I'm assuming at some point before Charlie and Peter Vincent go to get Amy back, he must turn that human guy into a vampire, but it doesn't show that.
I guess because he
Doesn't
seemed
it
like a normal. Yeah, he seemed like a normal person throughout. The next thing you know, he's got green blood coming out.
Right.
It went from green blood to sand. I'm like, dude, how do you have sand and green blood coming out, and you just melt and then disintegrate?
Yeah.
I'm like, what the? I was like, what? I'm like, you're like Conor McGregor. What the fuck is this guy? You know? Oh, look at you know what? Yo, okay, Lovely, you and Sophie need a timeout because Sophie is like creaming over Evil Ed, right? And Lovely's over here creaming over Jason Patrick.
Right.
Do I need to like pour some water on y'all? Calm down.
I think so.
Yeah, it's about. I know all I can think of is Jason fine ass Patrick and the guy. Oh, yeah. How can we forget the saxophone guy in the beginning? Come on,
Hello.
Yeah, that's one thing that Fright Night doesn't have is saxophone guy in spandex playing the sax. All right. Oh shit. Jerry's roommate was like Reinfeld from the first Dracula movie, like half vampire but still undead of sorts. Okay. You talking about the OG Dracula movie, right? With Bela Lugosi, I'm assuming. Because I just watched that recently and that shit like had me sleeping. Real Sophie's Choice, this one. All right, Sophie. Video Tasties, what's up?
Yeah, hey.
Okay. All right, so yeah, there you have it. So, so both of us agree they're neck to neck, but you give the slight edge to Fright Night, and I give the slight edge to Lost Boys. Okay, and you did enjoy it this time around because I ain't gonna lie, man, I was disappointed. I said, wow. I said, Mike, I'm like, because usually we kind of have the same taste in like movies as like even the 80s movies, you know what I'm saying? So the fact that you didn't really dig Lost Boys, man, that threw a curveball at me. So I'm like, I just knew you was gonna love it, and you didn't. And so I kind of went through like a 2-hour depression, Yeah, I went through a little 2-hour depression in my car doing Uber, man, just like driving and reflecting, like he didn't like the movie.
I remember that because then I think I heard from like Jacob Martin first. He was like, Rashad needs to have a word with you.
For real, man. Like, me and Jacob almost had words because he wasn't the biggest fan of Jurassic Park, but
what?
I understand though. I understand he's
what?
Yeah. I mean, he says it's a good movie. He says it's a good movie, but he's not crazy about it. I said, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. At least he didn't say it was bad.
Right.
Yeah, Bela Lugosi Dracula. He made Reinfeld a slave so he could be a servant during the day. Oh, okay. I know the character you're talking about now. Yeah, the crazy guy.
Okay.
Yeah, the crazy guy. Okay. I guess that makes kind of sense. Okay, so Jerry made him a half thing where he bleeds green in sand. All right.
Yeah, they never explain it, do they? So up in the air, really.
Yeah. No, he didn't hate on Jurassic Park, but like most movie fans, like that's like a staple in our fucking collection. Like most of us, we clamor over that movie, like yo, Jurassic Park, But Jake was like, it was cool, So while everybody's like, yeah, he's like, it was cool. It was, I liked it.
Wow. So when you guys did your live stream, did you do top 10 of like all 90s movies in general?
Yeah,
best
of the 90s.
Not just like 1 year at a time?
Not just the whole decade.
Wow.
That was hard.
Damn.
It was hard, bro. Like I was drinking and I put my list together and I know I left a ton of shit out because Jacob was naming somewhere. I'm like, damn, I forgot that. But yeah, the whole decade. So yeah, I left a lot of stuff out, man. But I feel like my list is, close to, what I'm saying? Yeah.
That's fair.
There's a 2-hour depression. Yeah. You know what? I get like that. You could ask my daughter. I get like that when there's something that I'm really passionate about. And then when I show it to you, you ever see, you watch it for the first time and then you're like, okay. it hurts my feelings. It hurts my feelings, man. Like my daughter did me like that with man, what did she do? Just happened recently. Okay, there was an 80s movie. You probably never heard of it, Mike. It's called Back to School with Rodney Dangerfield. Yeah. And of course Billy Zabka, Johnny, he was the bully, he was the villain in that movie, right? So
Okay.
Classic 80s comedy, love the movie, right? And I had my daughter watch. I said, Renaya, I said, check this movie out, man. I think you're gonna like it. And we got halfway through it, and she's on her phone on TikTok. I'm like, you're not even watching the movie. Daddy, this is boring. This isn't funny at all. Stopped it. I didn't talk to her for like a good hour or so. I just, I had nothing to say to my child. Yeah. my feelings get hurt, Listen, I take it a step further. My father, I do the same thing with my father, but see, my father don't give a fuck. My father cursed me out,
Right.
Yeah, I did that with him real quick. I did that with him with Gladiator, right? When Gladiator first came out, I said, Dad, you gotta watch Gladiator. This movie is, it's the shit is this. He's like, son, I don't want to watch it, man. I don't want to see all that blood and shit. I said, no. I said, Dad, I'm telling you, it's not about that. It's son, I don't want to watch it, man. You're not going to force me to watch it. You always do that shit. You always try to force your stuff on people. So now I got to revert back to being a kid. All right, Daddy. But in my head, I was like, I'm like, I hate you.
Yeah. I am. Well, I mentioned it. I've got it right here.
Oh, sweet.
But it's still sealed. I haven't watched it yet.
Oh, wow. Oh, you've never seen Gladiator?
Nah.
Man, you better open that shit up and watch it tonight. The fuck is wrong with? How long you had that for now?
Couple of weeks, maybe.
Man, you better open that shit and watch it. What's wrong with you? Yeah, that's one of my favorites, man.
I've heard good things. I've heard, again, it's another one where I've heard just great things about it.
Yeah.
So definitely going to get into it. I actually got this on. It was on sale. It was on sale, and it's also like brand new. So I was like, oh, well, perfect to watch it.
Yeah, Gladiator is one of those movies where no matter how tough you think you are, that movie's gonna make you shed a tear. Yes, that movie I think makes the toughest of dudes cry, man. Because look, I was a water bag. All right, exploitation. Thanks for coming through, bro. We about to wrap it up. Also, it's late here in the work. Oh yeah, Mike, it's late for you too, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up, bro. Yeah, I know it's late for you too, man. Back to school is funny. Yes, back, but not to my daughter. My daughter thinks stupid TikTok 30-second TikTok videos are hilarious. But you talking about Rodney Dangerfield? Oh, it's not funny. Come on, that's Rodney Dangerfield, man. Show some respect.
I'm having a look at this movie now.
What's that?
Back to School.
Oh yeah. Yep. Rodney Dangerfield, Robert Downey, young Robert Downey Jr. is in there. Billy Zabka.
Okay.
If you remember the comedian from back in the day, Sam Kinison, he's in there for a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this movie.
Never heard of it? Yeah. It's a hidden 80s gem.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I just watched for the first time. Yes, Gladiator is great. Yes, like if we did a top 2000s, top 10, that would easily be in there. Like I love Gladiator. Right. Yeah, I saw that 3 times in the cinema when it came out.
See, if I was going to do a top 10, I would have to do it and start on like a year.
Okay.
But I don't think I could do a decade because there's that many great movies, like even in 1 year.
Right.
Like now that's down to 10.
Yeah.
Your honorable mentions, I know when you guys did the 80s one, your honorable mentions was like 50 movies. And I was like, there's that many of them. I went to 81 and 82 and 83,
That's actually not a bad idea. That's a good format to follow because it'll really make you, focus on, because when you do a decade, of course you're gonna pick out the ones that you like the most, but there's so many that you're gonna forget because you're trying to put everything into one list instead of going by year by year. So yeah, well, I'm gonna have to run that by Jacob and see what he says. But knowing him as music brother, nah, we're gonna stick to the top 10 of 2000s.
I'm going to. So fun thing is, so a little while ago on my YouTube and like Facebook and Instagram, I asked people for movie suggestions for like a 100 top, like 100 movies I should watch kind of thing.
Right.
And I put Gladiator on my own list.
Okay.
So that's on there, and Lost Boys as well. So I've seen Lost Boys. Yeah, and I've also recently watched Kill Bill 1 and 2 as well for the first time.
Yeah, I don't remember 2. I remember watching 1, and you know, I wasn't blown away by it, but I thought it was cool. I wasn't blown away by it, but I don't remember 2. I don't think I ever watched 2.
Don't.
Yeah. Don't. Well, you know what? Well, with that being said, I don't want to hype up Gladiator too much because I don't want you going in like where everybody's like, you know. So I like Gladiator. Okay, I'm not gonna oversell it. You know,
cool.
I don't want you to curse me out like my father. You know, man, I don't want to watch that shit, son. My father's funny as hell. Like, okay, take me, but turn the volume all the way up. That's my dad. Yeah.
I think was it a live stream that you did where you got a call from him during the middle of it?
Yeah, that's right. Oh, who was that? Okay, that wasn't you on there, was it? It might have been Blacktastic.
It was you, Blacktastic, and Jacob. I think you were talking about maybe a Prince movie. I might be wrong.
Oh yeah, that was Under the Cherry Moon. That's right.
That's the one.
Okay, yeah. And you know, and to this day, he doesn't know that I put him on the. You know, I never told him that I did that because if I did, he would give me a verbal thrashing out of this world.
Right.
Yes, he would.
Right.
He would, like, my father, he gets real dramatic. He's like, son, why would you do that, man? Why would you do that? You like your mom, and you trying to hurt me, man. I'm not trying to hurt you, Dad. You know, he gets real dramatic with the shit. You know.
Right.
But anyways, we're gonna go and wrap this up, man. I thank you, Mike, for joining me on this live stream. It felt good to have this debate and talk about this because I've been wanting to do this for a while. You know what I'm saying? But I chose you to do it because you just seen Lost Boys, you never seen Fright Night, so it's cool to talk to somebody with a fresh perspective on both films as opposed to old head like me. That's you know that their mind is already made up. You know, because I know if I had Q on here, you know, it'd have been an interesting debate. Right. Q is definitely Team Fright Night all the way. You know what I'm saying? So I know he would have went hard for that movie. You know what I mean? So there you have it, man. Both of them neck to neck. I'm Team Lost Boys. Mike is Team Fright Night, but we have love for both movies. You know, both of them are great. I could watch both of them repeatedly. You know, not so much the sequels, except for Fright Night 2. I recommend that if you can find it.
Okay.
So with that being said, Mike, you want to plug in your channel and what you got coming up?
Yeah, of course. So just on the channel today, I dropped a review for Ralph Macchio's autobiography, The Karate Kid and Me, which I recommend reading if you get a chance. Good book, especially stories with him and Pat Morita. Really emotional stories. So yeah, just dropped a review for that today. This weekend, I'm going to a horror Comic-Con where I'm actually going to be meeting Art the Clown in costume. So that's awesome.
Nice.
So I'm gonna make like a vlog of that on Saturday, and I'll probably get that on the channel maybe like Saturday night.
Okay.
And then on Monday, Terrifier 2 releases in the UK, so I'll probably be reviewing Terrifier 2 as well.
Nice. Hey, we probably need to do a spoiler review for that, man. You know, I've been holding my tongue. I haven't spoiled anything about it, but you know, I wanted to wait till you watched it, man. But yeah, when you're ready, bro, we should do a spoiler talk on that.
I'm down. Yeah, I've heard like so much like great things about that movie, and it's been killing me that you guys have had it like 3 weeks now. I think.
Yeah, well, because the original plan, it was supposed to only just be a 1 weekend thing, and it did so good where they said, okay, we'll do it for another weekend. The second week did even better. So I said, okay, well, let's try it again. You know, so I don't know what the budget was, but I think so far it's grossed about like close to 4 million or something like that.
Well, I know the first movie had 35,000. That was it. I'm gonna just have a look now and see if I can find out. I think what's helped Terrifier 2 is the fact like a lot of people's been. Okay. The budget was 250,000. Okay. So
still low budget, yeah. So the fact that it grossed that much off of that low budget, man, that's incredible. And look, I feel honored that I was able to, you know, add to the hype, you know, saying with people giving it positive reviews, and then for the director and the producer to reach out to little old me and say thank you for reviewing our movie and for liking our movie, like, you know, we thank you. I'm like, shit. I said, man, thank you. You took the time to watch my little video where there's like other people reviewing it. You took the time to watch my shit. No, thank you.
Right.
You know, yeah.
Yeah, that was such I saw that comment as well. That was so awesome.
Yeah, man. Like I was humbled by that, man. I was like, wow, dude. You know, I was definitely on a high that day, but you couldn't tell me shit.
Yeah, I think I think with like Terrifier, so definitely when I get a chance to check it out on Monday, more than happy to jump on and do a spoiler review. I'm down for that.
Yeah, sure.
And yeah, so that's what I've got coming up. Terrifier, I think, as you said, is because it's making a lot of money. There's been reports about people passing out and throwing up.
Yeah.
But then I think that just adds to people being intrigued by the movie. So on Monday it gets released in the UK, but only on Blu-ray.
Right.
So it's got like a Blu-ray double pack with the first movie and the second one. So I'm just going to buy the double pack, and then that's how I'm going to check out the second movie.
Okay. No, that's tight. I mean, and look, and it's not hype either. Like when they say how people are passing out and throwing up, and I believe it. I believe it. You know, I mean, I didn't, but I believe how somebody could, because that shit was gruesome.
I've heard.
You know, yeah. It's gonna take me a while to eat mashed potatoes again. I'm not gonna go into why, but me and mashed potatoes are done for now.
Right. Well, the first movie, just when he's sawing that girl from the top, you know.
Yeah.
Brutal, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think nothing has topped that, but it comes damn close.
Wow,
it comes damn close. Yeah, it comes damn close to that. Yeah, because I think that's probably the most gruesome death I've ever seen in a movie. Like I've never seen anything like that. Because usually, like especially with studio films, like they start the show, but then they have to cut away to keep from getting an X rating or NC-17. But being that's not rated, they showed everything.
Right.
I said, so after the scene, I'm like, that just happened. I said, Mike, what the fuck did you put me on?
I put you on a movie to get you out of your slump. That's what I put you on.
Yeah. No, and I thank you for it, man. Because had I not seen the first one, I wouldn't have watched the second one, man. So now you put me on. You put me onto some classics, bro. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, man.
Lovely says, see you in my comments after Black Adam. Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, see you, lovely. But yeah, man. So that's what I've got coming up. Well, thank you, lovely. So yeah, you'll see a vlog of the horror convention on Saturday. But yeah, so that's what I've got coming up. What have you got coming up?
Well, I just dropped my review for Blackula yesterday, which hardly nobody's seen. So if you
that one's on my list.
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, so if y'all watch, man, check out my Blackula review. So yeah, so that's the last of my blaxploitation horror reviews for the month. So my plan was to start out with the blaxploitation horror movies and then get into some 90s classics horrors. So this week I got Elm Street 5 and 6 coming up, and I'm collabing with Darnell from Rejected Heroes Media. So I'm gonna be covering that. And then what else I got coming up after that? Oh, Black Adam. I'm gonna be dropping that review Friday because I'm taking my son to see it Thursday. And so I should be dropping the review either late Thursday, early Friday. And so far that's it for right now.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. Okay. I hope it doesn't suck.
So I know about the post-credit scene in Black Adam.
All of us do. They knew what they were doing, man. You know what I'm saying? They knew what they were doing.
Right.
The Rock worked for WWE, man. So if anybody knows about marketing and trying to sell people on something, it's The Rock. So I'm pretty sure he stepped to whoever was like, okay, listen, Comic-Con did not do too well. So we need to do a quick reshoot, bring in Henry Cavill, and have her interaction because it's for the people. Like The Rock, you know, The Rock talks like with a rasp now. The Rock has like a raspy voice, yeah. So they had to do that because if you watch the footage from the Comic-Con where somebody asks, is Superman going to be in here? And he was like, as much as I would like to see that fight happen, it's not going to be in this movie. And people were booing. So yeah, they had to do that. But I don't think they're going to have a fight. I don't think it's going to be like an actual fight. I think it's going to be more of like verbiage between them, like, oh, Black Adam, Man of Steel, I heard about you. Heard about you too. So I guess we need to do something now, right? Let's go at it. Roll credits.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Well,
gonna be something like
I've
that.
seen the scene.
Are you actually seen the footage?
Yeah, because like as soon as like it had its world premiere,
Mhm.
there were loads of leaked videos like people reacting to the end credit scene. So that's how I know.
So you actually okay? So I'm putting out my bullshit theory on what I think is gonna happen, and you don't seen the shit.
I've only seen the end credit. That's all I know.
Okay. Well, I don't want to know that. Damn, I feel
Well-
like an idiot. I'm sitting there
well-
like, you know.
Did you see today? Did you see today that they've announced Man of Steel 2?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. They've announced Man of Steel 2.
It's about damn time. Well, look, somebody in there knows what they're doing now. I don't know who was running that shit before, but yeah, whoever's in there now, yeah, they know what they're doing. Like, how is it that you have the most popular superhero on the planet and you're not giving him a movie? Like, I don't, you know, and you own the rights to him. It's not like Marvel with Universal where they own the Hulk, and so MCU can't do nothing with him. You own Superman.
Right.
Why are you not making a Superman movie?
I think it's I think like The Rock's going to be doing some big things for DC.
Mm-hmm.
Like so already I think it was like Walter Hamada or someone that name.
Yeah.
And he was ultimately the one originally saying like he doesn't want to bring Henry Cavill back as Superman, and nothing to do with him. And as soon as The Rock stepped in, he's been working with DC, and that Walter guy is fired.
Right.
So I think like The Rock already is going to be, you know, if for example if they're bringing Henry Cavill back,
yeah,
if he can do that, what else is he going to do? You know.
Listen, I'll bring Henry Cavill back, fire Ezra Miller, bring in Ben Affleck to play Batman again, and yeah, that's it, man.
Oh, bro! Like honestly, there's been so much like news happening in the last couple of days. I'm surprised you haven't heard this.
Nah, I haven't. This is exclusive for me. So,
yeah, but they've announced Ben Affleck's still going to be playing Batman.
Wow.
Yeah, so they've announced that he's not going to die in the Flash movie, but him and Michael Keaton's going to like coexist as Batman in the DC. They've also announced They've also like announced rumor like Flash 2 movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, why do a second Flash movie with Ezra Miller?
Right. Yeah. That guy needs to go, man.
Right.
That guy needs to go. Damn, Mike, I'm excited, man, because like right now, Marvel's really doing nothing for me. Marvel's not stimulating me at all. You know, I mean, well, depends on how Black Panther does, but yeah, Marvel's really not doing it for me right now. But DC got me excited now, so yeah, hopefully they can come through, man, and give us some quality superhero shit because Marvel ain't been doing it.
Yeah.
I
agree.
Yeah.
Black Panther will be awesome.
Huh?
Black Panther's going to be good.
Oh yeah, I hope so. Well, I think that was smart marketing too because they said, okay, just in case She-Hulk sucks, let's put Black Panther right after that, just in case people don't like She-Hulk, and that's exactly what happened.
Right. Literally.
Oh no, man. All right, y'all. Well, we're gonna go ahead and get up out of here. So, Mike, once again, thank you for coming through, and everybody for watching and commenting and showing love and all that good stuff. So, on that note, this is Rashad G signing out. Big Mike from Did You See That signing out. See y'all on the next video.
Yeah. Thanks, man, for having me.
Yes, sir. And now the awkward 5-second silence while I try to end the broadcast.